Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is imgaryk, and this is my video response to generalgene007's Like the First Time contest, I guess. I'm not sure what to call it, but whatever it is, generalgene007, thanks for having it. You got a great channel, great content, guitars, music, knives, guns, woodwork, all kinds of cool stuff. It's always something different and new, and keep up the good work. Just love your channel. Now, you want to know if we could be any superhero or villain, who would we be? And I don't think there's any villains I would be. And anybody who's seen my channel page would say, oh yeah, I am Gary K. He's going to pick Captain America. And you'd be right. So, instead of having the video end here, why don't I'll take a few minutes and just say why Captain America over some of these other, quote, great heroes. So why not Spider-Man? Well, Peter Parker, young high school kid when he first gets his powers, kind of a bad upbringing, maybe a lot like Steve Rogers here. His parents died when he was young, raised by uncle and an aunt. Steve Rogers' father's an alcoholic, mother, and dies young. Mother has pneumonia, dies young, so his family, you don't really know too much about his family. A little bit about Peter Parker's. But when young Peter Parker in high school, with all his normal high school problems, gets bit by a spider, is his first thought, I'm going to become a hero and protect my family and my neighborhood and my city, country, and ultimately maybe the world? No. It's to make money. Greed. He decides he needs to make some money, which can be a good thing. I think he was going to give it to his aunt and uncle to help pay whatever they got to pay. But again, it was for money. All right? And maybe it would have always been for money, but because he let a bad guy get away, and that bad guy then in turn kills his uncle, that's when it finally dawns on young Mr. Parker that maybe I should use my powers for better things and stop crime and people, so that next time someone doesn't die like my uncle did. Well, see, a little too late. I had to learn from some tragedy. So again, first thought, greed. More altruistic guy over here. Here was greed. Alright? But he still becomes a great hero. Spider-Man, great hero. Alright? Now, why not Batman? How can it not be Batman? Well, Bruce Wayne, family, couldn't ask for, all intents and purposes, he had great parents. Rich millionaire businessman for a father. Great big house, but they were still good people. But unfortunately, they get shot and killed right in front of the kid. He sees it. And that, of course, freaks him out and sends him on his way to become the Batman. But he does it for revenge. Again, not that he doesn't become a great detective and a great hero, but it's because of revenge, and I still believe that revenge loses out to more altruistic reasons. Okay? Simple as that. But, hey, if Captain America didn't exist, Batman might be right up there. Alright, now, Superman. How could you say anything? How couldn't it be Superman? Now, Ammlehead 73, just give me a chance. Hear me out a second, alright? Why Captain America over Superman? Alright. Now, first off, he's not from here. He's an alien, and I would say an illegal alien. Because when they popped open that little spacecraft, I don't think there were any immigration papers in there that were all nicely filled out. But that's an argument for another time. Okay, so, again, great parents, not so great parents. Learned great moral upbringing by Ma and Pa Kent, alright, out there in Kansas. Couldn't ask for better parents. But does Mr. Boy Scout grow up to become a fireman or a policeman? No. He becomes a journalist. And I don't know, to me, when I look at all my superheroes out there, or people I look up to as doing great works, journalists nowadays don't pop up on the top of my list, okay? And if it wasn't for our yellow sun mixed with his alien physiology is what gives him the powers, okay? So kind of he lucks out and gets a bunch of powers that allows him to, when he decides, man, there's a lot of injustice going on in the world and around, I will use these powers to fight that. Well, if it wasn't for our sun, he wouldn't have any powers. And where this guy gets told, I'm sorry, son, you can't join the military. You don't make it. You don't qualify. You're a 90-pound weakling. You might as well go home and sit this one out. Would he have gone out of his way to join up? Maybe. If he was told that he didn't make it, which he would have made it. He was a super athlete. I mean, without the powers, he was still a great athlete. But this guy, even after he was told he couldn't join up, he learns about a program that still may kill him, that would allow him to fight. And he wants to fight against tyranny and the Nazis and fight for freedom enough that he was willing to put his life on the line to take that chance. We'll never know if Superman, would do that, because Clark Kent, again, because of our son, got all these superpowers. And luckily he used them for good. So that's where it's kind of a tight call. But I give it to Captain America here, Steve Rogers, because the bad upbringing, one lousy parent and one parent who died young, lousy family, kind of upbringing, he still knew enough what was right from wrong, commitment, freedom over tyranny, all those good kind of things, willing to put his life on the line to have a chance, just a chance to go fight. And the serum didn't give him that inner drive, the heart of a hero, that kind of drive. The serum just made his body the peak of human perfection. His stamina, his strength, his reflexes, and all that. But it didn't change, his mind and his heart, his willingness to see when there's wrong going on. It needs to be, you need to fight against it. That was already in there, and he was willing to go out to fight in the war as a 90-pound weakling with no chance of survival at all. So he, without any hope of having any powers, he was willing to put it on the line. And that's why I give it to Captain America, Steve Rogers, over these other folks. So, there's my video. Everybody out there be good, be safe, God bless America, and we'll talk to y'all later.